So it's been a while since I've made a collection video, and a CD collection slash physical media collection like this has been something I've been kind of putting off for a while. So I thought it would be a lot of fun to just show you my CD collection. I've been really putting this video off because, well, one, music is a very opinionated thing and I feel like that and a mix of me having so many CDs that I still want always makes this collection feel pretty incomplete. But at the same time, I realized like, oh, I can just make an update video later. So I do have quite a bit of CDs, not like a crazy amount, but definitely enough for a lengthy video. So let's just get started. This right here is like the first container, I guess is what I'll call it. I got these little shelves off of Amazon and I have 3 of them. They're already all full, so I definitely need another, but they're also not really organized. I mean, they're kind of organized by like artist, but they're not like alphabetical or anything. That's just kind of how it is. So let's just kind of leap right into that. The first CD we have is the Jet Set Radio Future soundtrack. I've played this one a few times already. Jet Set Radio Future is one of my favorite video games of all time. This one was imported from Japan, which means it was like a little expensive, but whatever. I don't have a ton of video game soundtracks. I would love to have more, but this one is definitely one that I really wanted. It's a little cracked, but that is okay. The next one I have is the World Ends With You soundtrack. Just like Jet Set Radio, this is one of my favorite video games of all time. This one used to have a sleeve that was really cool and embossed, but I have since lost it. I also love that the CD has the pin, the skull at the bottom. This case is also a little beat up, but I absolutely love The World Ends With You, so I am very glad that I have this. Moving on from soundtracks, we have the new After EP, at least new as I'm recording this video. After is currently one of my favorite bands. They make a I feel like it's very basic to say, oh, their music is so 2000s inspired, but After's music genuinely sounds like it comes out of the 2000s. Like, it doesn't sound inspired, it sounds ripped right out of it. Like, I would turn on the radio and their music would come on like right after Hilary Duff. That is literally what it sounds like to me. I don't have their first EP. I would love to find their first EP on CD, but I did get their newest one. Ooh, it is gorgeous. It is so beautiful. I also just love their whole vibe design-wise. Like, it is just so good. I definitely recommend listening to After. They're on my playlist like every day. The next one I have is No Hands by Joey Valence and Bray. Also one of my top artists right now. I love them so much. They only have 3 albums out, but you know, this is definitely either my top favorite or like second below Punk Tactics, you know? But this is one of my favorite albums of recent years as well. I don't know, I love it. I love the vibe. I love their music. They're just so cool. This also came with a poster, which I have somewhere. Next, I have this 2000s mix CD that I found at Barnes & Noble one day. The cover is cute. I feel like it's trying a little too hard, but I mostly got it just because I did genuinely like the songs on here. And I also haven't really seen like a mixtape style CD in a while, so I thought, you know, this is kind of cool, you know, whatever. It was also on sale at Barnes & Noble. Next up, I have a bunch of Ariana Grande CDs. This is pretty much all of her albums. I'm very excited for Petal to come out, but first I have, ooh, she's dusty. First I have Yours Truly, her debut album, one of my favorite albums. I'm honestly surprised I've been able to keep this in pretty good condition, but I still listen to Yours Truly. I know the disc is a little dusty, but like, I do still listen to this album. I love it. I have My Everything, her second album. This one was just full of bangers for real. I have Dangerous Woman. I was never able to get the tag off of this one, but I love this album as well. I have Sweetener. If you were to ask me my favorite Ariana Grande album, it rotates like all the time, but currently it is Sweetener. I just really like that album. We have Thank You Next, also pretty good. We have Positions. I love Positions as well. I feel like it always rotates between Sweetener and Positions when I think of like my current favorite album of hers, but I do have this, and I have a few versions of Eternal Sunshine, and I'll explain. This one, which you can't really see that well, I just preferred the cover on this one. I thought it looked pretty cool. This one I also just bought because it looked cool, but I do have Eternal Sunshine signed And of course I framed it with the sticker that came with the CD, but I love having this up, to be honest. I need to find a better place to put these. The last CD I have from Ariana Grande is actually just an unreleased CD I made one day years ago when I was really bored. It just has a lot of like unreleased tracks of hers that I really liked at the time. But like, I don't really know how much I can actually talk about that. But that is all of the Ariana Grande CDs I have. The next one I have are my Cali CDs. I have Isolation, a classic in my opinion. Red Moon and Venus, the sticker is kind of just like there because I didn't want to lose it. But I love this album. I love Red Moon and Venus. I have Orquídeas. This is honestly my favorite album from Cali Uchis. I bought the alternate cover just because I really like how this one looks, but this is my favorite album of hers. And I have Sincerely. This one I bought, it came with this really cute little envelope, and you open it up and it has like a very cute little letter and she signed it. I love this. I don't think I've ever had a signed CD where the signature is like in a cute little envelope like this. And obviously it's fitting for the theme of the album, but it is very cute and it's very nice because I can just throw it in the case and let it be. Another copy of Red Moon and Venus that is signed, and I also framed it. You can kind of see the signature up there. I love having this one next to Eternal Sunshine. A couple Britney Spears CDs. These were another one of those things where I was like, oh, I need more before I can actually show off my collection. But, you know, I will be getting more Britney Spears CDs because I don't have a lot. I don't have enough, you know? But I have Baby One More Time, of course. In the Zone, the singles collection, because I really like the singles. But I do want all of her albums. I have a couple Sabrina Carpenter CDs. I only have Short and Sweet Deluxe and Fruitcake. I would like more. I was a big fan of Sabrina Carpenter when she was on Disney Channel. I just never got around to buying her CDs. But I really like the cover of Short and Sweet Deluxe. And I just really like the vibe of this one, you know. And Fruitcake because, you know, this has to come on during the winter. Tyla's debut album. This is a very good album. I like it a lot. I feel like I'm going to be saying that a lot. Next, Pink Panther CDs. 2 of these are signed. This one came with Fancy Some More, and this one came with Fancy That. I've yet to frame these, but I have these. This is the Fancy Some More alternate cover. I really like how this one looks. I'm not really a fan of paper CDs, or paper CD cases, but it's still pretty fun. Has a track list in there. Here is Fancy That. I really like the inserts on this one. And here is Heaven Knows. Heaven Knows might be one of my favorite albums of all time. I mean, I love Fancy That. Like, these both are constantly on loop. Fancy That hits really good during the summer. Heaven Knows hits really well during the winter. This one is not signed, unfortunately, but I love this album to death. I remember when Heaven Knows came out. I can tell you I was there when Heaven Knows came out. I do really want her first album on CD. I don't know if it exists. I feel like sometimes I look it up and it does exist, or maybe I was just being delusional and it doesn't actually exist. But I would love to find her first album. Let Go by Avril Lavigne, of course I do. This album raised me. I was such an Avril Lavigne kid, it's not even funny. The next ones I have are Remy Wolf CDs. This one is Juno. This one came in a jewel case, but her other album didn't, which is a little disappointing. But I also just love the vibes, because look at that. And here is Big Ideas. This one is signed. It came with this cute little signed picture. I really like the vibe of it, honestly. Pretty good album. I haven't listened to it in a while. I think I definitely gotta listen to this one again. I also have this Britney Howard CD. I don't remember what year it is off the top of my head, but it was a few years ago. Britney Howard performed at Coachella, and I discovered her music when scrolling through the different live streams. And when I tell you I bought this so fast, and of course, I got it signed. The vibes that she had at her Coachella concert were amazing. And this entire album is so good. I haven't listened to it in a while. I definitely need to listen to it again though, because it was really good. And I was also shocked that I could even find it signed like immediately after Coachella. But if you have not listened to this album, it's called What Now by Brittany Howard. This is a bop. This is an absolute bop. Fake It Flowers by Biba Doobie. This is my favorite Biba Doobie album. I'm also just really happy I could even find it as a CD. I feel like nobody really talks about this one, but I just really liked the vibes of this album. I don't really know what else to say. This was a pretty good album. All right, that was the first of the CDs done. I've decided to bring the CDs here to make it a little easier, but we shall continue. A couple Santana CDs. My dad loves Santana. He used to wake me up every morning just playing these albums. So I had to get the ones he would always wake me up with. They're mostly compilation CDs, but it's, you know, I don't really mind. This is Supernatural by Santana. This might be my favorite Santana album, but I do not know for sure. I kind of just love all of Santana's music. Santana's kind of the whole reason why I started playing guitar in the first place. I was just super inspired, you know, banger after banger. I have Ultimate Santana. This one is a compilation CD, I believe, but low-key, I love the artwork on all of his albums. Even if it's a compilation, like, you just know it's gonna be a banger. And the best of Santana, like, look at this. This is crazy. I love it though. This one rules too. Okay. Next, we have Gorillaz. I have another Gorillaz CD that doesn't have the case, which I will get to later, but here is their first album. We got this one too, and Demon Days, you know, the one everyone thinks of. Plastic Beach, the case for this, oh my god. Plastic Beach, the case for this one is a little beat up. I actually got all of my Gorillaz CDs from my fiance because he went on to collect vinyls instead of CDs. So he gave me all of the Gorillaz CDs and I was super excited about that. We have Sog Machine and this really shitty sleeve for Cracker Island. This CD came with, I want to say, the collector's edition of the album. I don't know. This one came with one of my fiance's like fancy versions of the album. And that's why it's in like this really crappy little sleeve. Because he got it on vinyl. But you know, whatever. Okay, we move on. We move on to all the Tyler, the Creator CDs. All right, here are the Tyler, the Creator CDs. I was super excited for most of these as well because a lot of these did come from my fiance too during his merge to vinyls. I have Cherry Bomb. Is a disc actually in this one? Oh yeah, no, it is. I don't think the pamphlet's on this one. Yeah, I got Cherry Bomb, Flower Boy. Also, can we just mention how inconsistent the the cases are for these? Because these ones are like paper. This one's like a weird blend of jewel and paper. Whatever, you get the point. We got Wolf. These are not in order. I got Don't Tap the Glass, Call Me If You Get Lost, and Igor. Call Me If You Get Lost is my favorite Tyler album. I don't know, I just feel like it's my most listened to of his albums. I need Chromacopia on CD though, that's for sure. I keep forgetting to find it. But I do have Don't Tap the Glass. Low key, the clear case, kinda genius, I'd say. Oh my god, we move on. We move on to, I'll just merge these together. We have No Doubt. We have No Doubt and Gwen Stefani CDs. Here, these are. This one is still new in case because I got this one on a trip. I went to Walla Walla to see Hot Poop. It is a music, vinyl, you know, kind of just physical media store. My memory's kind of failing me right now, but there are some pretty cool facts about Hot Poop that I'll probably edit in. Hello, it's Editor Toast. I don't know what was going on in my brain when recording this video. I think I was just super tired. But Hot Poop is Washington's oldest record store. It's like over 50 years old, and they used to host like music events and stuff there. I don't know if they still do, but yeah, I don't know why I forgot that. So there's some fun history for you. However, I really like No Doubt, and this one I'm just kind of leaving because I like having the tag on there from Hot Poop. Their singles collection I really like the silver look on this one. Return of Saturn. I love Return of Saturn. Pretty good. This one I got secondhand, so she's looking a little rough. I have Tragic Kingdom, the classic, and probably my favorite No Doubt album, and one of my favorite albums of all time. When the No Doubt phase returns, it is almost entirely Tragic Kingdom. And of course, Love Angel Music Baby by Gwen Stefani. How can I not? I grew up loving this album as well, so I just had to grab it. Okay. Next, we have Bruno Mars, and here they are. I guess I'll just start with the Silk Sonic CD. I fucking love this album. I know Silk Sonic was like a one-off thing, but like they should get back to it. They should really get back to it, because this album was just banger after banger, no skips, super good. I listened to this CD, got its money's worth, because it has been used so much. Look how pretty that disc is. I love it. I love the CD so much. I need a Silk Sonic return, I swear to God. I don't have Bruno Mars' newest album, but I am looking for it, because I also have 24K Magic. Hello. Everyone fucking knows this album. And Doo-Wops and Hooligans, because this is the album that I heard nonstop growing up. I feel like anyone in my general age range, older and slightly younger, has had to listen to this album every day on the radio. But I love it because, you know, it's kind of a bop. Okay, what next? Kind of going back to a lot more albums that my fiance gave me. A bunch of Kendrick albums. Well, he didn't give me the first one, but you know, here they are. Entitled. This was one of the first Kendrick albums I ever heard. I believe I got this one at Barnes & Noble like years ago, and it's also looking a little rough. I need to clean these off. But I do love that album. To Pimp a Butterfly. I also had to listen to this one a lot growing up. My older sister loved Kendrick Lamar a lot more than I did at the time. I love Kendrick now, I might add. But a lot of these albums, like, I would just listen to all the time while my sister was doing literally anything. She would just pop in the CD. Good Kid, Mad City. Another one that I would listen to a lot. And the one everyone knows, Damn. This one's also pretty good. They're all pretty good. They're all bangers after bangers. And I think the last two in my collection that were from my fiance are a couple Eminem CDs. These ones are kind of just, you know, for the collection. I did not really listen to Eminem growing up, but I still love to have them. Currents by Tame Impala. This one is in pretty good condition still. But I feel like, well, I guess it's more like, I feel like a lot of people have this album on vinyl. I don't really see a lot of people that have it on CD. Oh, the Yes and single release that Ariana Grande released on CD. I forgot I had this. A hits collection of Beastie Boys. This one is also pretty cool. I really like that it has like the bright ass yellow behind the CD. Like, that's awesome. Okay. A few Billie Eilish CDs. Hit Me Hard and Soft and Don't Smile at Me. This one, oh my god, I listened to this one in middle school all the time. I loved this album. Not middle school. What year was this? It was high school. It's gotta have been high school. Yeah, no, it was high school. I was like, middle school sounds too far away. But I loved this album so much. I haven't really listened to it lately. This one's kind of cool because I have the little painted card that she did for a limited time with these. There was a promo for this album where she just splattered a bunch of paint over a bunch of cards and sold them, and I have one. And low-key, this is one of the coolest signed CDs I have. Just because, you know, it was like, oh, this was part of a promo thing. Like, she didn't just sit down and sign these. Like, that's freaking awesome to me. But this was a pretty good album. I haven't listened to it in a while, kind of like the other ones, but I think I gotta give it a re-listen. I really liked it when it came out. I also have different variations of Hadestown, which is a Broadway musical. It is my favorite Broadway musical. It is the only Broadway musical as far as I'm concerned. The original concept album for Hadestown. This was mostly just the creator's little vision for the album. I mean, she made it into an album, and it's really interesting to see because this is kind of the first time, that Hadestown was ever anything, really. And all the artwork in this CD is just so cool. You can really see the vision for these characters. And also look at that. That is so cool. If you are into Hadestown and you don't know, Hadestown used to be a very steampunk inspired thing. And I feel like the album, especially with the way the CD kind of glistens on those goggles, the album really showcases that era of Hadestown, I feel. The original like cast recording, low key, I really like this version of Hadestown. This was before Broadway, before everything, before it became super popular and super known. This was the first time I ever heard Hadestown. So I have a soft spot for this one because when they announced it was going on Broadway, I was like freaking out. I really like that it has pictures of the original cast. A lot of early history of Hadestown as a musical is kind of lost because they did perform this version of Hadestown at some point. There's only like clips of it from like 2008 on YouTube. Like there's nothing else about it. This one, I don't believe there's a full recording of it that's public. So this is the closest we get, along with some clips as well. But I just love this version of Hadestown. If you've never heard the original cast recording before Broadway, I think you should give it a listen. But yeah, no, this is one of my favorite things in my CD collection. I do also have the Broadway recording, and I really like this because this is one of those musicals where you can just listen to the Broadway recording and have everything. You get the dialogue, you get the music, you get everything. Obviously, like you can't see it, you can't see the magic, but you know. I love every version of Hadestown, to be honest with you. I once saw it on tour in my town, and that was a lot of fun because I remember the actress who played Persephone took a bunch of photos with like cool little landmarks in my town and thought it was the coolest thing ever. But yeah, we love Hadestown. We are almost done. We have one more shelf to go through. All right, the final shelf has been got. The Guardians of the Galaxy CDs. I have 1, I have 2, and I have 3. It kind of pisses me off that volume 3 doesn't match the first 2, but whatever. These are still pretty cool CDs to have. I got these pretty much when Guardians of the Galaxy 3 came out. Or at least when the CDs came out. I don't remember if they came out like the same time, but I was into it, so I got it. I feel like the first CD had the best vibe though, going with its packaging. The 2 Willow CDs. Lately, I Feel Everything was one of my favorite and most listened to albums in high school. Like, I just listened to this all the time. I could not get enough of this album when it came out. This was with me everywhere. And I also have Empathogen. This one is unopened, but it is signed, and I think that is pretty cool. Bite Me by Renee Rapp. This is signed. Hold on. There it is. It didn't hit as hard as I wanted it to, but it was a banger, and I love Renee Rapp. I found out about Renee Rapp when she was on Mean Girls on Broadway, and I was like, okay, so she's like the best Regina we've ever had. In the Meantime by Alicia Cara, I feel like so many people forgot about her after she was on the radio like all the time. But this was a pretty good album. I know she released a new one recently. I haven't listened to it in full, but I really like this album. Okay, well, the case is broken, but it's so pretty. Nothing Happens by Wallows is also one of those albums that you could not escape at the time. It was Are You Bored Yet with Clairo that was everywhere. But I loved this album so much in high school. They, around this time, were one of my favorite bands, and I could just not get enough of them. Wachito Rico by Boy Pablo was another one kind of around like the COVID time that I would listen to all the time. I wish Boy Pablo would release music again. I'm pretty sure he released this and then didn't release an album after that. But this was such a good album, and every time I hear it, it just reminds me of like the COVID era, but like all of the fun things I did during that era, you know? It's so weird to say that because it doesn't feel that long ago, but then I remember like I was literally a teenager in high school during this time, so Wichita Rico just reminds me of that, of like all the fun and weird things I did in high school. I don't know. The best collection from Tattoo. I never know if that's actually how you're supposed to say it, but this is a banger. This is a banger. I got this for $2. Love in Stereo by Max. I bought it when I really liked the album, but I'm gonna be real with you, I've not listened to it since I got the CD. I think I listened to the CD like one time, and then I just never really listened to the album again. I can't even remember it, so that's a little embarrassing. 3:15:20 by Childish Gambino. This was before he re-released it with everything and titles and stuff like that, so I kind of just took matters into my own hands. This is my own personal version of the album. I remember all of these titles were just, I believe, like temporary titles. I don't really remember, but I really liked this album, and I don't believe it released anywhere at the time, so I made it myself. I kind of like what I did with the CD, but this is a very good album. I am very happy that he released it in like a more proper state instead of just kind of releasing it and then making it kind of look like demos, which I'm pretty sure it was. But there's that. This Is Why by Paramore. Unfortunately, the only Paramore album I have on CD. I know, sue me, I'm crazy. But I'm very happy that I got my hands on this one. I'm pretty sure I ordered this when the album came out, and I really liked it. This one's a bit funky. I have two because of an accidental like order thing. But if anyone is in the lost media space, you remember the song Ulterior Motives and how it was everywhere. It was one of the most sought after lost media songs. It got trending on TikTok and people got equally as invested. And it was just like this super crazy thing. And if you do know what I'm talking about, they did recently find the original recording of it, and it's going to be released soon on whatever platforms. But they did find it. However, the original creators of the song decided to re-record it and also just release a bunch of their unreleased music from the time of similar vibes. So I have two versions of this CD. One is signed in gold and one is signed in silver. I think this was just a mistake with the order that they sent me to, but I'm very grateful to have both regardless. And I just really like that they put the CD player on the CD. Like, that is so cool. But yeah, no, this is like a really cool thing to have, especially because I am super invested in lost music. Horizons by Surfaces is another one of those albums that I got around the COVID era time. I listened to this every single day. A lot of the albums on this half are just kind of like from high school. Yeah, this came out in 2020. That's so crazy to me. Surfaces used to be one of my favorite artists ever. I don't really listen to them anymore, but there is a good nostalgia listening to Horizons. Okay. Electric Ladyland, the Jimi Hendrix Experience. I love this CD. It's kind of just one of those good combos with Santana, you know. You like one or the other, or you like both, and I like both. This one's a really fun one to have as a Jet Set Radio fan. I have the Scapegoat Wax album. Hello Allison, or Aisle 10, is a song in Jet Set Radio Future that is my favorite song in Jet Set Radio Future. It is not on the CD because it is just one of those like copyrighted songs. So I bought the album on eBay. I don't even know where you can buy this nowadays, but Scapegoat Wax made probably the best song in Jet Set Radio Future. They did come back and release an album throughout the hype. I'm pretty sure there was like a weird resurgence around the time when Bomb Rush Cyberfunk was about to come out, and they wanted to be on the Bomb Rush Cyberfunk album for the nostalgia, but Team Reptile turned them down because they didn't think it fit the vibe of the game, which I would have loved to hear Scapegoat Wax in Bomber Cyberfunk, but you know, that's whatever. Fingers crossed they're in the new Jet Set Radio game. However, I actually really like this album. This is kind of a no skips album to me. Like, I feel like they were super underrated. And Jet Set Radio Future should have given them like that little oomph. I don't even know where the CD came from. Like, this CD must have been something that, like, they made themselves or something, because it doesn't really have a pamphlet. It's just the album cover, but the CD is super detailed. Like, I don't think this was just a bootleg. I don't even know who would bootleg an album that not a lot of people listen to. Again, I don't really know where I found this, but I am really grateful that I have this, and I feel like everyone should give that album a listen. Found Heaven by Conan Gray is a really good album. I haven't listened to it a lot though, but I really like Conan Gray. Conan Gray is another one of those artists that I definitely loved during quarantine and COVID and all of that jazz. I Love You by The Neighborhood. Everyone knows this freaking album. Everyone knows Sweater Weather. But I did buy this around the same time I was buying like Horizons by Surfaces and the Wallows album, so you know. I have the famous Lamp CD. This is actually from my best friend who is really into Lamp, and she just happened to have like an extra Lamp CD. So she gave it to me to listen to, and I have yet to listen to this, actually. So I need to hop on that. I need to get on the Lamp hype. The next couple ones are, again, from my fiance's collection. I'm still gonna share anyway. I have The Family by Brockhampton. This was their last album, and I believe this came in like a box set with like a t-shirt and some other cool, super cool things. It just looks really cool. I like it. I also have 3 different signed versions of the album with different members. Like, these are just super cool to have. But like I said, this was kind of more of my fiance's collection, but they're still really cool. I like it. I have the Spider-Verse soundtrack, but this one came from Japan. This is also from my best friend. I don't remember where she got this because she was not in Japan, but cool to have. Speak by Lindsay Lohan was actually a gift also from my best friends. They just knew that I was obsessed with Lindsay Lohan growing up. And I am really happy that I got this because I did actually like this album growing up. I completely forgot about it until they gave me this, and I was like, shoot, hell yeah. Elevate by Big Time Rush and 24/7 by Big Time Rush. I was a Big Time Rush kid. I know. I was not a One Direction kid. I was not a 5 Seconds of Summer kid. I was a Big Time Rush kid, and I was absolutely obsessed with them. When they had their comeback, I was really excited. They released new music. It was just okay. And then they all like ended up being kind of weird, and I was like, all right, cool. But I have a ton of nostalgia for Big Time Rush's like earlier albums and their Nickelodeon show. They just had a time. They had a time for sure. Getting into the last on this shelf, I have Mahal by Toro y Moi. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, but this is one of my favorite albums ever. I love the Jeepney, you know, Pinoy Pride. And also, it just looks so freaking cool. This album had such good vibes. I don't believe his music has a similar vibe anymore, and I really like how the CD looks. But this is a very good album, and I think everyone should give it a listen if you really like more chill music. Come Around and Love Me, I never knew how to pronounce his name. I apologize, but this is also such a good, underrated album that I feel like people need to listen to. This album came out in 2023, and it has that very, I don't really know how to describe it. I don't want to say like old school, but he has like an older, gorgeous sound that just brings me so much joy. And I heard one of the songs on this album at an IHOP the other day, and I got so giddy because nobody has ever talked about this album. I found this artist on TikTok, and when I heard the album, I was like, wait, this is a no-skip album. I have to get it, and I got it, so I'm very happy I have this. And he just released a new album, which I still need to listen to. And then I have Who Cares by Rex Orange County. This is another one of those albums I bought around like COVID era time, I believe. When did this come out? Yeah, 2021. I haven't really listened to it since, but I really like the song with Tyler, the Creator. So I have a couple more that I couldn't fit on the shelves. This is Ridin' by Kuko. I also never knew how to pronounce that, but I did kind of like this album. Haven't listened to it in a while, but the CD did get its use. Run the Jewels 3, I actually don't have the CD for this one. It got lost, unfortunately, but you know, I still have the case. These are all burned. These are all burned CDs. We're gonna go through these pretty quickly. These are my favorites in the World Ends With You soundtrack. A lot of these are from just different soundtrack CDs, or just like I couldn't find them anywhere. I don't know, but I used to sell merch for The World Ends With You like years ago, and I plastered the school sticker I made all over the CD. This is the live remix soundtrack for The World Ends With You. This is For Abby by Johnny, which is a pretty good artist. Hold on. The last framed CD I have is actually It's Never Fair, Always True by Johnny. So that's cool. Locals 2 by Willis. I don't believe this ever released on CD, but if you know the song I Think I Like When It Rains, that's where this comes from. Funky Friends by Louis Zong. Louis Zong is one of those artists on YouTube that makes just like pretty good like instrumental music. If you know that little ghost song, he made that song. And I really liked this album that he made, so I burned it onto a CD. Our Extended Play by Biba Doobie is an album, or I guess an EP, that she never released on disc, so I also burned that. Mega Mango is or was a band that I loved so much, and I burned a lot of their stuff on CD, so this is just a mix of songs that I liked from them. And this is Mega Mango Live, where I put all of their live music on CD. I'm On Me by Rav was an album that I really liked as well. I don't really listen to Rav anymore though, but this is also B-Sides by Rav. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And now we are on to the final stretch with all of the CDs that do not have a case. I have a lot of J-Lo. I know that we don't really like J-Lo as a person, but these albums give me nostalgia, so let's take a little look-see here. I have Rebirth by J-Lo. On the Low is probably my most listened to J-Lo album. It was her first album. It has some bops, okay? It has some bops. Another CD of Rebirth. I don't think I've ever listened to this one, but this, like a lot of these that don't have the CDs, but they have this in the front, are from my dad's collection that I just took a lot of his music from. Monkey Business by the Black Eyed Peas is another one that I've not listened to recently. New Eureka Soul. I believe this is a compilation of music. Salsa, soul music, you know, New Eureka Soul. Believe by Orianthi. And of course, I have the best of Say, Miss Smooth Operator herself. Banger. I have Disney Mania 4. I loved Disney Mania. Do they still make Disney Mania? I doubt they still make it, honestly. I don't even remember what's on here. Does it say? No, it doesn't. I have not listened to this in so long. I need to figure out what's on there. Humans by Gorillaz. This one I don't have the case for, but it is there. This is the Miley Cyrus corner. Best of Both Worlds, the concert for Hannah Montana. And Breakout, I had the super cool red case that would like flip out, which I don't have anymore, but I do have the platinum edition of Breakout. I loved this album so much. I loved Hannah Montana. That's So Raven and That's So Raven 2 CDs. These, I haven't listened to them since I was a child. Taylor Swift's debut album and Fearless. I just don't really listen to her music, but when I was like 8, I'll say, this album and Fearless were always, I have such crazy nostalgia for these two albums. We got Jonas Brothers CDs and the Cheetah Girls too. I wonder if this is the CD or the DVD. No, this is the CD. Okay, we got the Cheetah Girls 2 soundtrack. Hell yeah. The Jonas Brothers debut album, Lines, Vines, and Trying Times, and A Little Bit Longer. I freaking loved the Jonas Brothers growing up. I was such a Jonas Brothers kid before Big Time Rush. Like, these albums keep me sane. Play one song from these albums and I will know all the words, I swear. And we have Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park. And on the other side of this, I mostly have blank discs for, and this was like a weird portfolio from when I was in 3rd grade. We just have a bunch of blank CDs that I either thrifted or just want to look at. I need to throw this away because that is disc rot. And this one I was trying to do some cool art piece for, but I couldn't rip like anything off of it, so I might throw these two away soon. But I do have a lot of blank CDs. Oh, what's this one? Oh, I have Awaken My Love by Childish Gambino burned onto this one. And the Neo The World Ends With You soundtrack burned on that one. Super cool. But these are all blank CDs with a cool little vinyl look, and I love these so much. and they all kind of stay in here for now. I haven't really had a problem with these at all. So there's that. Some final CDs I forgot to bring up that I have are the Cat's Eye CDs. Cat's Eye's in a bit of a rough spot right now, but I do want to show you these because I think these are pretty cool. Just because they're owned by a K-pop company, they are the most extra thing ever. And they come with these super cool booklets, just like full of stuff with, you know, Cat's Eye and the track list, and it's just a bunch of cool like visuals. As a designer, I just think these are really cool to look at. And they also come in 2 different versions like Pokemon. but I just really like looking through these. But I do have both versions of Soft is Strong, and I have both versions of Beautiful Chaos, which came in these humongous little book pamphlet magazine things. But I do really like looking through these. They come with like a bunch of extra stuff in there too, and I think that's pretty cool. There are posters. They even came with a little zine, which just comes with even more cool design things. Like, I just love looking through this for inspiration. Also, Manoa is my favorite, but you know, these are just super cool to look through. And I also really like how they present the track list in this one, and then the CD usually goes here. I just have it in a case so that it doesn't get damaged. But yeah, pretty cool thing I have. That is my entire CD collection. I hope you really enjoyed this video. This took a little more effort than I thought it would, but thank you for watching this video. I plan to do a DVD collection soon. I just have a bunch like of DVDs on the way before I can make that video, but I have a ton of CDs that I want, a ton of CDs from my childhood that I want, a ton of classic CDs, just a bunch of things that I really want in this collection that I don't have right now. However, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that if you were drawing while listening to this video, I hope your drawing turned out great. If you were eating food, I hope your meal was delicious. If you were doing chores, I hope you got your chores done. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you guys later. Bye bye!